name's Ellie and I'm Stitching Bee here on Flosstube and also over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel all about cross-stitch, crafty bargains and bees. This is episode number 11. So first of all, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you've had a lovely Christmas and a lovely New Year and that you're enjoying the kind of, very dark and dull weather. And I know quite a few people have got snow. We haven't in Glasgow, but just a lot of ice and yeah, it's not fun. But anyway, we're here to talk about stitching today. So I have got, the plan for today's video is to go through some stats and do a kind of roundup of 2024 and the things I've completed. We're going to talk through my 3 FFOs. We're going to go through 2 of the WIPs that I've worked on, as well as the Jingle Ball PDF haul purchases that I made, and other PDF haul, as well as the main stitchy haul box, which I always love to go and dive into. It's not as much as normal, so you know, been fairly good this month. Well, last month anyway. Can't speak for this month, have already ordered some things, which I'll show you in the next video. Right, so let's get started. We'll do a roundup first of 2024, and yeah, it's quite interesting to actually look back through your year and see how many projects you've worked on, how many you finished and things, and I was actually quite surprised. So I'm finishing 2024 with 27 WIPs. I had previously said my maximum number of WIPs was going to be 10, and then we kind of went to 15, and then we went to 25, and then I've just decided 30. We'll just cap it at 30. But I'm enjoying having all those WIPs, and to be honest, it's just a number. It doesn't really bother me, but I would like to try and reduce it a little if I can, so then I can start some lovely new projects. So out of those 27 WIPs, I'm carrying 8 over from 2023 and 19 over from 2024. I started 42 projects in 2024, and I finished 26 projects and FFO 25. So I was quite happy with that. And out of those 42 projects, I have gifted 12, and 3 of those were wedding samplers. And I'm not going to do wedding samplers anymore, because I've not had the best response from them. So there's a couple of weddings I've got next year, but I don't have to do any samplers for them. So that's extra stitchy time for other things that I enjoy, which will be fantastic. And I stitched for 302 days out of 365. So 83% of my time was spent stitching, which I think is time well spent for sure. And let's try and make that 90% this year. There's always time for more stitching, definitely. So I forgot to say, at the end of the video, we'll do a book flip through as always, and we'll do Cross Stitch Samplers by Majory Massey. I know I've kind of shown this book briefly in my haul section before, but I thought it might be a nice one to kind of look through. So before I start as well, I just want to say that I will be doing a WIP parade, a finished parade, and a separate plans video. Just time has run away with me, and I've been working over New Year, so I've not really had an opportunity to do any of that yet. But I'm finally starting to kind of get a bit more organised. I plan to organise all my stash and put it in a big spreadsheet, and then I can clearly kind of decide what I want to do for 2025 and outline all my plans. So those videos will be to come later. So now let's move on to fully finished objects, of which I have 4, which is very exciting. So one of them was a finish from last month, which you saw, but I have finally framed it, and I should have really posted it by now, but I haven't, so I can show you it in the flesh. So the first one we're going to go through is called Wedding Tree, which I'm sure you're sick of seeing, because I am too. And it is by Nikki Patton on Etsy. It is stitched on a 32 count green even weave with DMC 783. And I have purchased the frame from Picture Frames Express and have framed it myself. But I absolutely love the gold kind of, say trim, but the inner kind of mount inside the frame I think complements that old gold thread quite nicely. And then it's a painted frame, I believe, made to look like walnut. And yeah, I thought, as I said before, it's for a couple that are in their 80s, so I like the more kind of traditional style frame to complement the piece. Got the date there, so they're married in November. So yeah, it's quite a big piece, as you can see. You have to go right back here for you to get the whole thing in. But it's actually amazing how much one thread pops, you know, in a dark fabric. I absolutely love that look. So that'll be getting posted hopefully next week. Yeah, I need a big box for that one. Right, next FFO. Again, no, it wasn't quite finished, it was still a WIP at the time. But I was telling you last time about my boyfriend's anniversary gift that I was making. So this is the pattern of the kit that I've stitched. And I've changed a couple of things. So I changed the colour of the scarf from red to purple. And I've changed the kind of moon bit as well. Oh, sorry, before I start, I've got awful dry hands at the moment, so sorry. The cold weather and being a nurse and washing your hands like 100 times a day doesn't really work for me. So, you know, try and moisturise, but yeah, they're not the prettiest in the world. But I can still stitch, so that's the main thing. So anyway, I was planning to turn this project into a snow globe. So I'll put a picture in of the finished stitching, and then I will show you the finished snow globe. So it's not easy to show with the light from the window, but I have mounted the finished piece. If I hold it like that, maybe you can see it. You can see the gorgeous opalescent fabric there, stitched on a 28 count unknown opalescent fabric with DMC thread, and then the blue part there is the variegated DMC 4030, I believe. And the moon colour is like a kind of white purple colour, variegated again, and that's a Jodie Redesigns vanity thread. And my idea behind this was to make it look like these two bunnies were watching the Northern Lights, because that's what me and my boyfriend did on my birthday this year in York, which was an incredible experience. So I have used a photo that he actually took of the Northern Lights. I had to brighten it a little bit because it was quite dark. So that's the backing piece. And then I've put some red ribbon around the base of the snow globe and glued a little red heart. And then the magic is, if you shake it, as you would a snow globe, it's got little hearts. And oh gosh, I didn't realise how hard it would be to find a heart snow globe, because most of them obviously just have snow in them. But I bought this from Asda Photo and I had to get it online, and you do have to pay, you know, a decent bit for postage, but I didn't really mind because it was still fairly reasonable. And you can normally put your own personalised photos in, so I guess if you wanted to give a gift and just put your own photos in it, that would be a nice thing to do as well. But I thought, cross stitch, I'm gonna put cross stitch in there. So I ordered it with photos of us because I wasn't 100% sure that you'd be able to take them out, but I was glad to see that you could, so then I was able to put mine in. So as I've shown in my previous one before, you just unscrew it. Probably won't be able to get it out now, I think I've probably put it in too tight. Oh no, there we go. And this is the finished piece. And then that's glued on the back. So I just used a bit of mount board, which was the same shape as the Add Your Photo Here card that was in there. Laced it on the back, glued that on, and then you get a little slit in the middle, which you then slide the piece into, just like so. And then you literally just screw the bottom on, and it's as simple as that. The only thing I would say is you just have to make sure you measure accurately beforehand to make sure that your piece is actually going to fit accurately into the snow globe. And I found that more intricate designs tend to work better because the snow globe almost kind of zooms it in a little. So I'll show you another piece that I finished that I was originally going to put in a snow globe, but it didn't quite work so well. But these little mouse loft patterns are absolutely perfect. Really, really love them. So that's my finished snow globe, or heart globe. Yay! Right, number 3, I have entitled Hannah's Robin. So this is a lovely little kit, which I think was £1 from the works, and that's the cover photo of it there. And I decided I wanted to do something a bit different. I wasn't so keen on the kind of, I know it's supposed to look like holly here and maybe snow or something. But again, as I say, my original idea was to put it in a snow globe, and I thought, oh, the little robin will fit perfectly, and my friend Hannah adores robins, so I thought that would be perfect. But then, as I say, when I actually came to put it in, I was like, it doesn't look quite right, and I'm not happy with it. So instead, I thought, I'm going to use my new sewing machine, which I bought last month, and I made a little pillow. So this, as I say, is called Hannah's Robin. And it is stitched on the same fabric as the wedding tree, so it's 32 count green even weave from So I Got. I purchased this gorgeous fabric of the holly from Hobbycraft, and there's a pack of kind of different, I think there's a green one and a lighter coloured one, but I really like the red to complement the robin. And then I used the trim from 21st Century Yarns, which I believe is on Etsy, and I think they probably have their own website as well. And yes, I decided to finish it with the fabric kind of showing on the front, and I really like the look of that. Although, yeah, many curse words were said with the sewing machine as I tried to get used to using it. It did chew it up a few times, but I've worked it out now and we're friends again. And yeah, I'm really chuffed with this little pillow, which I'm going to give to her soon. She's already seen it, so no spoilers, but yeah, really adorable. And the final FFO is a lovely beaded kit from Wonderland Crafts, which again I showed you before, purchased from Hobby Jobby, and I loved stitching this. It was so much fun. I love the colours, the beads, absolutely everything about it. Highly, highly recommend. And this is my finish. So as you can see, the blues in it are absolutely gorgeous. If I put it in close, you can hopefully see the lovely beads. Give it a bit of shimmer. And I had this, thankfully I finished it in time for Christmas, so I was able to put it on the Christmas tree. And the way it shone and glistened with the beads, with the Christmas lights reflecting, was just stunning. You've got little beads there as well for the holly, and then again at the bottom, and little white ones here too. And then it's back just with the felt that came with the kit, which is the perfect fit for the bauble. So it was just stitched on the kit, wooden bauble. I don't know if it is DMC thread, they probably have their own, but they were very good quality threads wherever they're from. And then I just got a ribbon and watched a tutorial on YouTube of how to make a hanger with the little bow. And it took many, many attempts, but I'm happy with how it turned out in the end. It just adds a bit of extra finesse to the finished piece. So that is called Bell Ornament from Wonderland Crafts. Right, that was fun. Now we will move on to WIPs. So the first project, I was kind of hoping I would have finished it by now because I really wanted to do the video from Hello from Liz Matthews, the finishing tutorial, which is only available until the end of January as it was part of the Jingle Ball class that I paid for. But we're getting there. I'll show you how we're getting on. So this is what the pillow looks like finished. And it's got this gorgeous beaded trim around the edge, which I've already watched the class once and thoroughly enjoyed it. Liz did a fantastic job. And yeah, I've changed it up a little bit. So I'll put before picture in if I have one of what it looked like the last time. And I have worked on this quite heavily throughout the month of December, because I was really hoping to get it finished, but I just got very tired of the green trees. Like, they're beautiful, but I'm just not a fan. And here we are at the moment. So we are nearly there. We've kind of done 3 points out of the 5. And this is stitched on a 28 count navy even weave from Zygot. It's one of my favourite colours. I love stitching on this. And I've stitched it with the DMC threads. As you can see, I haven't done the additional bits on the bigger reindeer yet, but on the smaller ones I've put French knots for the eyes and a little bit of backstitch on the antlers. But I just adore how these colours pop. The greens and the yellows. There's not a huge amount of colours in the design, but I think that's why it's so effective. Love it. So that's where we are at the moment. I have bought the beads, which I will show you in my haul section later. And one pack of beads couldn't travel alone, so I've bought a couple more. And I can't wait to do that beaded finish with lots of different projects. I think it'll be so much fun. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that, and thank you Liz Matthews for a wonderful, wonderful class. Really, really enjoyed it. And there's a freebie as well that came with it, so I'm hoping to stitch that alongside it too. Okay, the next WIP, I say we've only got 2, so won't be here for long, is a Vivaco, I don't know how you say it, kit, which I started last Christmas, and it's called Cat in the Snow. And it was one of my kind of little bargains from Vinted that I got for £1.50. I've never done one of these kind of cushion kits before, but I thought I would just give it a go for that price. And yeah, really enjoyed it actually. It's quite different to what I normally do. So as I say, it's called Cat in the Snow, and it's like it is still cross stitch, as you can see there, but it is a tapestry wools that you use instead of thread. And then the idea is that you make a cushion. So sorry about all the loose threads. There are quite a few because I try and kind of finish them off as I go. You know, when you're kind of stitching the next row, try and incorporate the other threads. And if I have a before picture, I'll put that in, but I don't think I necessarily do. And here we are at the moment. So as you can see, it's printed on the canvas. Really easy to follow, but it's so easy to do, and I love how the colours work with all of the trees and everything and the snow. As you can see, I've still got quite a way to go. I've done the cat's eyes, but I'm up to here on the face, and then just start slowly working down on all sides. I thought I'd get a bit tired of doing all the browns, so did the whites and the greens and the blues and everything as well. It's quite fun, you use, you know, like proper thick needle to do it, and it's just, yeah, just something a bit different to the normal kind of intricate cross stitch that I do. So a nice little change, and I just did that for a day. That's all I worked on it. But yeah, it's a nice one to kind of dip in and out of. So that is all of the WIPs. Right, so now we're going to go through Jingle Ball purchases, which I absolutely loved the Jingle Ball. It was so much fun and would highly recommend it to anybody. It was my first time going. I didn't have a huge amount of time to participate, but I did kind of sit in on some of the stitchy rooms and had a little lesson in, and also did shopping in my pyjamas, which was fantastic, and watched Liz Matthews' class and participated in that, and just had an all-round fantastic time. Such a great community feel. Yeah, highly recommend. If you're in any doubt, they're only $10 to get in, and it is fantastic fun. Highly, highly recommend. So we'll go through the patterns that I bought, which I'm so excited to find so many of these. I was like, oh, should I buy any more? I'm like, go on. You might not get the chance again, do it. So first of all, hello from Liz Matthews. I love all her charts. To be honest, could have bought most of them. To be honest, I have most of them already because I'm part of her Patreon as well. The first one I bought is called Fa La La, which is the three, oh, I can't remember actually. I'm putting a picture up anyway so you'll be able to see for yourself. But it's some baubles, all different colours. lined up, and as she's previously said, it would look lovely even just stitching one of those baubles and making a little ornament, or you could do a drum or a kind of longer piece. So many options, and I absolutely love all the different colours that she's picked. I definitely can't wait to stitch that one. And then there's the joy ornament, something kind of small and simple but still really effective. I really like the darker fabric one. I think that's probably the way I would do it as well, and make that as a little, I would say a gift, but you know, I'll keep it myself probably. Santa's Night, I was so excited to buy. I love all of Lizzie's trees. I think they're absolutely genius and fantastic, and this one is just it's just exceptional. And with the little Santa and the reindeers and the kind of tartan bit at the bottom, I love it. So I had to buy that one. Next we'll move on to Lindy Stitches, Steph. I haven't really bought any of her patterns before. I always love watching her floss tubes and seeing the new patterns she does release. But they're not normally things that I would necessarily go for. They're very bright and maybe maybe not what I'd normally stitch, but I'm always glad to be kind of pushed out my comfort zone and try different designers, and I fell in love with these 3 patterns that she released. So this one is called Not All Were Sleeping, and it's the cat with the little mouse just holding their little candles. I just think it's genius, it's so funny. And I actually was laughing looking through these patterns. I thought if they're, you know, that comical and so creative and things, I thought I have to have them. So I bought that one, and then Not Even a Mouse, which is so sweet, a little mouse curled up, fast asleep, waiting for Santa Claus to come. Adorable. And then Snowflakes and Stars. This has got a beautiful house on it, and then it was the Canada geese that got me the most with their scarves on, and the way the perspective is of the geese looking quite large in relation to the house. Again, wonderful. And I loved all the colours, and that kind of minty green kind of colour that it's stitched on is perfect. And then Teresa Koga, I got Home for Christmas, which again, never stitched any designs from her, but I thought this one was really nice, and I was lucky enough to actually go home for Christmas last year in 2024, so it's even more special. And I think I'll change the windows up a little bit, possibly to make them more like our house at home. So yeah, have ideas for that one. And this one just stole my heart completely. It's from the Blue Flower, and he's called Quilber, and he's a little porcupine, and money was being raised, I believe, for the porcupines if you purchased that chart, and it was really inexpensive, but I was so excited to get it. I just think it's adorable. It's probably going to be a nightmare to stitch all that back stitch, but I think it's worth it for the cute effect that it gives in the end. Next we have Tiny Modernist, Cheryl McKinnon. Again, not really bought any of her patterns before, and that's what I love about the Jingle Ball. It gets you to try out different designers and just be exposed to different artists, really. So I've bought the Christmas Village set, which is all 3-dimensional buildings, which you can make a little Christmas village, which really appeals to me. I love the idea of doing that, and I've got lots of other little kind of 3-dimensional kits and things to do, so they'll all work perfectly together. And this next one is called Christmas Magic, which again I thought would be lovely framed. I haven't really got many Christmas stitch pieces, so I thought, yeah, why not get that one? So that was all the ones I purchased, and then there was a couple of freebies that I really enjoyed getting as well. The other one from the Blue Flower was called Festive Fruit Bat, which she just comes up with so many great ideas, and it's just really quirky, and I love them all. So that would be a nice little cross-stitch pillow. Then we've got Our Favourite Elf by Teresa Koga. Again, a different style of stitching to what I'm used to, but I do think it would make a nice stand-up. And yeah, it's always nice to have different Santa designs, isn't it? And then Be Spicy. I mean, I couldn't refuse this. This was from Heartstring Samplery, and it's little candy canes and all kind of twisted around with bees. So it's got bees in it. Had to have it. Love it. Yeah, so that's all my Jingle Ball purchases and freebies. And I believe there was a few, I can't remember exactly which ones, but there was a few that were exclusive to the Jingle Ball, so you won't be able to get them until probably next year's Jingle Ball in December, but others were, you know, they were new releases that will be in those designer shops. So if you're interested in any of them, just have a little look in their shops and see if they're available. Right, so now we'll move on to other PDF purchases. There aren't a huge amount, but the first one I want to mention was on Charlie Feather's Ko-fi shop, and unfortunately the storm happened a few months ago, really damaged her daughter's kindergarten, and you know, completely devastated that building. So they're going to have to raise £10,000 to be able to fix it all and make it safe again for the children to go back into. So I really wanted to help out with that, and this chart was designed by Yasmin's Made with Love, and all the money that is raised from purchasing the chart will go to the funds to help rebuild the kindergarten. So really good cause, and highly encourage anyone else to donate and participate. And it's a beautiful, beautiful chart, really colourful and bright and vibrant, and would be a great spring stitch as well. So here is a picture of it. It's called Every Child. And again, I can't wait to start this. It's so bright and cheery, and would be a wonderful pattern to start in the coming months as the weather gets a little bit brighter and it becomes a bit warmer as well. So yeah, check out Charlie Feather's Flosstube channel and Instagram for more information about it, and yeah, donate and help out if you can. I'm sure it'd be greatly appreciated. Next one, I think, was as a result of watching Charlie Feathers or seeing something on Instagram related to Charlie Feathers. She recommended the shop Stitch is So Beautiful on Etsy, and I had to have a little gander and found this gorgeous PDF pattern which I put up called Woman in a Field. Doesn't sound the most exciting thing in the world, but when you see the design, it's this gorgeous woman facing the opposite direction with a beautiful floral dress and just surrounded by wildflowers. And I know it's a full coverage and it will take a long time to stitch, but I think it's stunning and would make an amazing piece to hang on the wall. So that's a future start, probably not this year, but maybe next year. But I definitely wanted to have the chart anyway. Right, finally we've got the Love Poppet and Hello from Liz Matthews Patreon releases. So I'm part of both their Patreon, so I get a new chart from them every month, which I absolutely love getting. They're always fantastic. So the first one from Love Poppet is a Santa, which I put up is him ice skating, and I think it was stitching by the seaside. They've already completed it, and it looks absolutely fantastic and is definitely one on my list to stitch for next year. And then the other one is from Hello from Liz Matthews, and it's called Delivering Christmas. And it's a very small Santa Claus with a very large Christmas tree, trying to fit it in the frame. I think it's really clever, and again, a really fun design to stitch for next year. Okay, next we're going to move on to freebies, actually, that I got PDFs of. And I feel like there's so many fantastic freebies out there, but yeah, I keep forgetting to mention them, so maybe I'll try and add in a freebie each video or something, because there's definitely lots to be had and by many fantastic designers. The first one I'd like to mention, which I'm not going to show pictures of here, but Doreen Jones, her cross stitch Facebook group. If you join that, there's something like 500 free patterns that you can get. She used to release one every Friday, and she's done that pretty much for the last 10 years. So there's a huge range of patterns to get, and there's a few stitch longs and things as well. Really excellent quality, highly recommend if you just want a quick stitch for a card or a gift or something like that. But these ones I'm going to mention today are from Blue Ribbon Designs, which I think Mama Loves You GB mentioned in one of her Flosstube videos, and I hadn't heard of this designer before, so again had to investigate and was very delighted to find them. So first of all, we've got Blue Ribbon Birdie, and it's a little blue bird, again really small kind of circular finish that you could do as the top of a jar kind of lid, or in one of those tart tins. I've seen a few people finish things like that, which I'd like to have a go at. And then we've got Festive Fox, which is the same kind of size but a lovely little fox pattern. Would make a lovely little topper for a box as well. There's loads of things you could do with that. Peppermint Prezzies is a gorgeous squirrel design. I'm sure Kim probably has got this one already. I also love a squirrel design, maybe not quite as much as her, but yeah, really sweet little pattern. So I hope to do those at some point. And then Little Blue Bungalow, which is again, has got an alphabet and then a little blue house at the bottom. So can't refuse a little blue house, just perfect. So I'm reading my notes here, as you can probably tell. Next we have Snowfall Chickadee, which is from Diane Bloom Designs. Again, never heard of this designer before, and I just saw it on her Instagram page, and then Mumble Loves You GB mentioned it on her channel as well. It's a really gorgeous pattern, and again, I probably stitch it on a slightly darker fabric to really bring out that white and the kind of contrasting colours of the bird. But yeah, really, really lovely pattern. And then unfortunately you can't get this one anymore, so I'm sorry even for mentioning it, but on Christmas Day, Caterpillar Cross Stitch were doing a freebie for anyone that bought anything on Christmas Day of any description. And I was fortunate enough to notice this in time and managed to get this little freebie. So this is called Gingerbread Carousel. And the reason I'm mentioning it is because potentially it might be released in the future, so keep your eyes peeled if it does get released. Possibly next year. And finally is a lovely design from the Fox and Rabbit, which was a freebie, but I think probably, I'm not sure if it's up until the 31st of January or if it was the 31st of December, but it's a gorgeous kind of Quaker design called Faith, Hope and Love. They've stitched it all in red. I might do it in a slightly different colour, I'm not sure, or maybe use just different motifs from it. So yeah, that's that one, and I look forward to having a go at a lot of those. It's time for Stitchy Haul, my favourite part of every video. So first of all, I'd like to thank Just So Sherry for recommending these scissors, which I saw on her Flosstube channel, and it was again a limited time deal, and I was so excited. I was like, I have to get these. They are Guggenhein Scissors. I've never heard of them before, but they're really high quality scissors. And I wanted to get into sewing a little bit more, and yeah, it's really, really nice to have a gorgeous pair of fabric scissors, isn't it? So, are you ready for these? Look at these! Take the cover off. These are my beautiful new Guggenhein 9-inch blade scissors. The best without it, actually. I can get a bit closer. They're pretty weighty, actually. Kind of heavier than I was expecting, but listen to this. Is that not just dreamy? Really, really tough with those. And they came really quickly. So they were, I think, half price, something like £21. And I got my aunt some as well because, oh, such a good deal. And then they said last minute at checkout, would you like to buy this little pair of scissors as well? They all come in these little boxes, and these are called the Precision 2 scissors, and they're gorgeous as well. I think these were maybe 15. Obviously a bit bigger than normal embroidery scissors, but still really good and incredibly sharp. So I don't know how long the deal is on for, but definitely go and check out Guggenhein Scissors because they are fantastic. Really, really chuffed with those. Next, we will go through these gorgeous threads from Owl Forest Embroidery. So Rachel from Talking Dog Stitchery put out a note to say that she was wanting to order a couple of bits from Owl Forest, and obviously the custom charges and the postage and things are so expensive, so she was saying if anyone else wants to order too, and she'll arrange it all and we just send her our share of the customs and the postage and things. And I've got these two gorgeous charts which I'll put up here. One's called Orchids and I think the other one's Pansies, and one's stitched on a gorgeous green and the other one's stitched on a navy. Already know which fabrics I'll be using. And I've always wanted to stitch them with the proper Owl Forest threads, but it's just been too expensive to order them basically. So I jumped at the chance to be able to order some. And these are the gorgeous hand-dyed threads for orchids. I mean, look at that pink. They are beautiful. And this is the DMC pack, which you can get the kind of slightly cheaper version as well, but I've heard a few people say that they'd rather go with the DMC and spend a little bit more and get the better quality, so that's what I've done. So that's what it looks like on the back. And then this is the irises one. Oh sorry, it was, maybe I've got pansies as well, maybe that's one I was gonna get, I'm not sure. So it's orchids and irises that I've got, but I'm sure there is a pansies pattern as well. But look how beautiful they are. So thank you so much, Rachel, for letting me join in and purchase those. Really, really chuffed with that. So next up we have my haul from the bead shop, which is located in Manchester. So as I mentioned before, Hello from Liz Matthews Winter Woodland Star piece has a beaded trim. And I thought, I'm not 100% sure what colour I want to use, so I'll order a selection. I think the main colour I'm going to go for the trim is this gorgeous gold selection of beads, because I think that'll complement the navy quite well. But then I've also bought my Yuki seed beads, so it's 8/0 size, silver lined dark aqua, which are really pretty. And they're really reasonably priced for how many you get, so that's 20 grams and that previous one I showed you was 10. These ones are called Precocia seed beads, silver lined crystal. Again, they're all the size 8 beads. Look at these beautiful garnet ones. Beautiful opaque black. I thought they'd be good for a Halloween finish. And then emerald, because I love kind of blues, greens, and complement all my purpley kind of projects. So I highly recommend them, and I'll link them down below if you're interested. Really reasonably priced and very fast shipping. Next designer I want to mention is Abris Art. So again, this is a bit different. It's not cross stitch, but it's bead embroidery. And I've got one of their kits already, which is a gorgeous elephant, which I purchased from Etsy. And my boyfriend, you know, after being sent the link, purchased this kindly for my Christmas present. So this is a beautiful blue tree. And look how intricate that is. All of that is beaded. It's going to take a while. I think it's absolutely stunning. It's just all my kind of colours and love it. So they also have a website, and I've ordered some cross stitch kits from them, so I'll show you those when they arrive. They are a Ukrainian company, but there's full instructions in English. And as I say, you can order most of the things on Etsy, and then there's a couple of things that are just on their website. So yeah. Very chuffed with that one. Right, next we'll do Vinted finds, which I haven't actually had many for a while. Maybe I've spoken about it too much and everyone else is getting there first, which is fine. I don't need many more. So these ones I was so excited to find, because as you know, I love collecting my little cottage kits. And these came up as a little package. So we've got Bayview Cottage, little Penelope anchor cross stitch kits. We've got the Railway Cottage, which I actually already have, so I'll probably do a giveaway for this at some point soon. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. And then Lyndhurst. So another little cottage. And then I was even more excited to find these gorgeous animal ones. So this is Harvest Mouse. As you know, if you've watched my videos for a while, I've got quite a few of this collection. And my aim is to get the full collection, so this has helped me get there. And this one, gorgeous squirrel. Really lovely with the acorns. And then the hedgehog, which again I already have, so that will be in an upcoming giveaway. and the badger. So as I say, they're all sold as a bundle. I was delighted to find those. And then there was a couple of extra bits in the bundle. So I got the Shire horse. I think it's a textile heritage kit. And Twice of Stanford, these two little Victoriana ones. So it's a cat playing with a little ball of wool and a dog in a bag of poppies, it seems like. So that's those. Great little find. Next is a gift that I was kindly given by my mum for Christmas, which I'd picked out at the Ali Pali Knit and Stitching show in 2023. And it's by Sue Hawkins, and you can see why I've got it, because it's got a bee on it. It's called Bee and Ladybird Scissor Stand. And again, it's different to cross stitch. It's more kind of embroidery with lots of French knots, as you can tell, and intricate kind of canvas work and making your own cording, and then again using probably a little bit of wire to make the bees' wings. But I absolutely love a challenge, and this certainly fits that bill. It comes as a kit, so it's got all the beautiful threads in it as well. And Sue Hawkins, if you've never seen any of her work, is absolutely stunning. I say watching her work at the Knit and Stitching show was just wonderful, seeing how she just builds up a design, you know, in her head, and she just stitches away. It's phenomenal. So really excited to have that one. Next is a Mirabilia kit, a pattern called Rose Arbor, and this is her. I think this was from Vinted as well. Really love that. Again, I changed the fabric up, but it reminds me, I've got Roses of Sharon. Is it called Roses of Sharon? I'll write it down below if I've forgotten what it is. No, it's not Roses of Sharon, it's a different one. Oh, I can't remember. I'll have written it down below. So yeah, just the chart for that one. Next, I have some charity shop finds. So when I went home, I had a little scout around some of the local charity shops, which is always tremendous fun. And I found these little DMC kits. So I've got a cross stitch mini kit called Garden Barrow. And you'll see, if you've followed my Instagram, my latest New Year New Start is a DMC kit. I'm not going to mention it now because that eats into my January stitching, and this is more of a kind of December roundup. But you can go and check it out on my Instagram if you're intrigued. And there's loads of other little designs that come with these DMC kits. I really like that one. And then I also got the little bird. So it's bird in a nest. And these again would make gorgeous little pillows or little frame pieces, gifts and things. We also have this John Clayton chart. It's not the kit, just the chart, called Winter Sheep. I have someone in mind for this. I haven't stitched a John Clayton before, but this one just really appealed to me. Beautiful. Look at the little sheep there. Really nice. Then we have this cross stitch magazine, which I was like, oh, I don't need any more magazines. But then I found, let me just quickly have a little look through, this gorgeous Blossom House chart. This is by Faye Walsh. And it's Blossom by Blossom, the Spring Begins. I'll show you when you just fold it over there. And my thoughts were to make this into a drum. Not in its entirety, but maybe stitch in the house and the kind of blossom trees, or even doing banding here, like above and below. I haven't decided yet, but I just couldn't resist this gorgeous, gorgeous cottage with the blossom surrounding it. So that is from Cross Stitch Magazine, and it is issue number 395, May 2023. And there's some other lovely designs in there as well. This one again is another embroidery kit, which I got from a charity shop called Rowan Dean Embroidery, and it's called Robins in the Pines. And again, I want to try and do more embroidery this year because I've got lots of lovely kits and I just need to practice doing it. And this one's great because it comes with its own pine cones. It's got all the beads and all the threads and everything that you would need to stitch it. So again, because it's embroidery, it's printed on the canvas and then you just embroider and embellish. So that was a good little find. And then this one's not really as much to show, but it's a little pin cushion kit. Again, I wanted to do more sewing. So it's got all the little hexagons down here and it makes a little pin cushion. And I know I can make my own hexagons and things, but this kit has everything ready cut and it was only £1 or something. And I thought it would be a good thing to like have a little go at, and it doesn't really matter if I mess it up. Then we also have this little traditional cottages in cross stitch book. You know, I love a cottage, so this has got some lovely ones in it. Again, that was only £1. That's an example of what's like on the inside. I'll do a proper flick through of it another time. And then I got this cross stitch from Nature Book by Linda Burgess. I think the main design that attracted me to this was a bee related one, as you can probably imagine. So there you go, you can see that. It's a I wouldn't do it as a clothes hanger, but it's got little bees on it there. So I really like that design. Now it's time for the book flip through. So as I said, it's Cross Stitch Samplers by Majory Massey, and this is made in France. And I think again got this off Vinted. So when you open it, it's a hardback book. It's got all the pattern charts in here. Well, bigger ones, and then there's the smaller ones at the back. And you've got the same front cover there. And a lot of these samplers are just monochromatic red and blue ones. But obviously you could do them any colour you want. So the first one is just an alphabet one. I won't spend too long on each, but you just so you get an idea of kind of samplers that are in there. And I don't stitch a huge amount of samplers, but these kind of ones really interest me because I think you can take little motifs. You know, you don't have to necessarily stitch the whole thing, and these are quite small ones. And I love the idea of just doing a little red sampler. So some of them are in French, which I quite like as well. You do like the little butterfly, or what's that one? Oh, there's a little bee there. See, hidden amongst the rest of the sampler. Oh, I love this one. It's called Two Roosters. Isn't that beautiful? Love the frame they've used as well with the blue and the white. Really stunning. This is called Two Reindeer. Good one for Christmas. This one is called Bienvenue. Welcome. House with a Heart. I like that one too. Oops, splashed mine already. Little Donkey. This reminds me again when Mama Loves GB did a little donkey she stitched after watching Line of Duty with the donkey phrase. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. Look at that beautiful heart, that's stunning. Again, what I think they're cats. These are the heart ones too, the houses. Heart with birds. It's beautiful as well. Fox. Heart. Oh, this one's called Bonjour. Hair. I don't know what that means, but hang in the wash now. This one's beautiful as well, House with Cats. Isn't that pretty? And then I really love that alphabet one. And it's got little cats on the bottom. So simple but really effective. And Madeline, that's what it's called. And obviously you don't have to do them monochromatic. You can totally change up all the colours. That's beautiful with the butterfly. Yeah, and you could just change it to welcome if you don't want the French welcome. It's really pretty as well. I just love the blues and like different shades of blue. It's called Fantasia. And the donkey's making a reappearance. Square sampler. Alphabet with butterflies. They make lovely little ornaments, those butterflies on their own. A summer sampler, mother hen. Well, that's the same kind of one but in blue. I think that's all of them. That's a little recap of some of the main designs in there. And then at the back you've got all the charts. Right, last bit. I know this isn't cross stitch related at all, but all stitchers need good slippers, and I found these on Dunelm today and I love them. Like the little Highland cows. They're so cute. So go to Dunelm if you want some new slippers. Really chuffed with them. They're really comfy as well. Right, so that's the end of episode number 11. Thank you so much for watching. As always, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. Would really appreciate it. And stay tuned for my upcoming WIP parade, finish parade and plans video for 2025. Happy stitching everybody, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!